we were also in school the same time that Boyz II Men are becoming Boyz II Men. Mm-hmm. So it's literally like they're in the bathroom harmonizing, and they won every contest. They would like cheat and put like glitter in their hands and do something like that, and girls would be like, and I'm like, no, like Nate cheats in calculus class, like you're falling for that. Like all I have to do is have some glitter in my hand and do that Michael Jackson 3-handed point thing.
Yep.
Do a bunch
let
of
me tell you
that.
something. I did it for a while in my monologue on the late night show. Killed every time. It works in comedy too.
So we were, at that time, if you were an extra on a unmentionable Philadelphia comedy icons #1 rated show, you went to this school.
Right.
Every person who's a jazz god now went to this school. So we were like invisible. And even with the pedigree of like, I've been playing with my dad since I was 5 years old. My first gig was at Radio City. Like, first day of school, Miles Davis is in my school picking one of the kids to be his new keyboard player because one of his guys has a drug habit and has to go to rehab. So you'll fill in Joey DeFrancesco at the age of 16. Like, that's just how it was. So we graduated, and now it's like, well, okay, I guess I got to live my dad's dream and audition for Juilliard. So I auditioned for the new school and for Juilliard in around like 92. Tariq just, it's a free trip to New York, so he comes with me. We're on a train ride back home, and this is somewhere out of either a Grey Poupon commercial or that last scene in Dumb and Dumber. The world's most beautiful woman. It's always a beautiful woman behind this thing. Uh-huh. And it's a slow motion walk.
Yep.
To me. Now, here's the thing. The previous year is when Boyz II Men started to blow up. They came out the box with a single called Motown Philly. And of course, they're, calling up their high school friends, hey, be in the video, whatever. So they asked me to play drums in that video. So, I milked those 1.9 seconds. Wait, let me rephrase it. Tariq milked those 1.9 seconds because literally, like, after the video became like heavy rotation on MTV, we'd be ready to go out for whatever, and he'd just look at me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what? He's like, come on, man, put the shirt on. I was like, come on, dude.
Oh, put the same shirt?
Oh.
Yes.
That entire summer, I had to dress in the exact outfit that I
Of course you did.
The way your staff is
No, it's true. I'd have had a T-shirt made that would say, or I'd wear a hat that say, yes, I'm that guy from 1 minute, 32 seconds.
The entire summer of 1991, I'd have to put on the hoodie, that dingy-ass T-shirt, those Oshkosh Bagosh thing, and walk up and down South Street. We would do like 9 rotations, and wait, ain't you there? Oh my God! And Tariq would take their numbers down and everything, and that's literally like our social. The way your staff is holding their hearts right now. Yep. I feel like such a dweeb. Anyway,
not at all.
Anyway, so it's a year later, and nothing is more painful than the slow, dim fade of like, Al Bundy's always bragging about those like 4 touchdowns at Polk High. Like, I didn't want to become that guy, but suddenly I noticed like, oh, the magic's not working anymore. Like, it's not working.
There's no glitter in my hand anymore.
Right. So the world's most beautiful woman walks up to me and Tariq, and she's like, you're the drummer in the Spike Lee Levi's commercial, right? Now, there was a guy, there's a bucket drummer, the guy that pioneered the idea of when you see street musicians bucket drumming. His name is Chockley. He's from DC. He moved to New York, and he was, playing buckets and whatnot. And Spike Lee saw him and put him in a Levi. So now he's the new drummer of the moment. Like, he's in the Mariah Carey video, and I'm a little jealous. Like, oh, damn.
You're like, those are buckets.
I got to find a new drummer. So she's like, are you the drummer in the Spike Lee Levi's commercial? And I was like, no, I'm not.
That's where you and I are different.
And
I'd have said, yes, I am.
And you are Black Thought of the Roots. And just,
I am Tariq.
And just like that commercial in Dumb and Dumber, she's like, oh, okay. And she walks back and got off the next stop, and Tariq was just like, I felt the you asshole. Why didn't
idiot?
He kept riding the whole time, calling up people. And next day, we crashed at my parents' crib, living room. Next day, Soul Train's on. The commercial's on, and then that becomes like our Doc Brown flex capacitor sitcom sort of like.
You look at each other and
why don't we do that?
Yes.
Like literally that commercial came on. It's like, well, why don't we do that? And literally an hour later, like we're and grabbing buckets and everything, sneaking out. And we went on South Street. If we didn't make $120, then it would have been a one-time only thing. But in like 2 hours, like we're rich. And our whole thing was like 60 for you, 60 for me. This is date night money. You can buy a quarter pound of turkey, some bread, steal some condiment packages, and that's a date. You know, make your own sandwich. Yes, we go to like the park or whatever, and here have some lunch meat.
Oh my God.
That line never worked for me.
It's the way you say it.
How'd you like some lunch meat?
No.
It never worked.
It's the way he's right.
If you're from Philadelphia, if you're from the tri-state, Wawa is a religion. So for $5, you can buy like a half gallon of lemonade, a whole bunch of turkey meat, some pepper jack cheese, some bread, and steal the condiments. And
okay, I'm writing this down.
Right.
Me now at my age. Yeah. Excuse me there, young lady. Questlove has given me the following list, and I have all these items.
Right. So you would do that. No, and that was like romantic. And movies were cheap back then. If you see it before 6 p.m., you can see the matinee for like, whatever, $2.50. Sure. That was date night money. So we were like, hell yeah, we're doing this again. Told my friend about it the next week, and he's a bass player in my jazz class, and he's like, well, you guys going to do it again? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, can I join you guys? Sure. Now, he drives. I didn't drive. He drives with the station wagon, his dad's station wagon. He shows up, and he has his upright bass in the back, and I'm getting my buckets. He's like, well, dude, I got the station wagon, so get your real drums. And I was like, oh, man, my dad will kill me. I can't do that. He's like, well, he's not home. I said, yeah, you're right. So I snuck, very stealth operation of loading my drums in the station wagon, and that's literally how the Roots were born.